Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, may I have your attention, please? Coming to you from at least three different places in and around the Dallas-Fort Worth and Houston, I don't care, Metroplex. This is Far Out Fiesta, episode 193, Fervent on Podcast City. I am your host and humble narrator, Richard Houghton. Please give it up for our amazing cast, Kristin Keith, Robb Hudspeth, and JuliAnna Briscoe. Quick question. At what age did you get your first cell phone, if you recall, or approximately at what age did you get your first cell phone? Jules.
15?
15?
16? Something like that.
15, okay. What about you, Robb?
I was probably 20 or 23.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was, and it's not because, I didn't get one earlier, it's just that they didn't really exist before I was 22 or 23. So.
Yes. What about you, Kristin?
I think it was 30.
Okay. It was 25.
2 years after, huh?
How, 30?
30, only like 2 years after I got my driver's license.
Wow. Well, I got my first cell phone at 25, but it was also 1989 because I worked at AT&T at the time. So
you were too
wow, I had to wait till like 1992.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Nice.
That was late.
Oh, Fervent on Podcast City. All these shows where they show you B-roll footage of local communities that can buy houses.
Yeah, yep, sure is.
Well, don't they embed mini commercials in their segments? I mean,
yeah, we're doing that too.
And we can't call ours hot on for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't they also have realtors on these shows?
No, I guess sometimes, yeah.
So we're going to.
Yep.
Well, I thought those shows were low rated and not too many people watch them. Oh, well, actually, it's perfect.
Far Out, let's Fiesta. And now, Fervent on Podcast City montage. Screenshot, zoom from outer space into Podcast City.
jump cut. We're on a website with multiple scrolling windows.
Drone spinning shot of downtown Podcast City. Caption, Fervent on Podcast City website, Ferv on at no nonsense fake URL.com.
Okay, star wipe into a family of people of ambiguous races, ages, and relationships. They appear to be moving into their new home.
Climbing ladder shot until rafters shot in a luxury home. Wait, what's with the empty Vienna cans of sausage?
Oh, squatters.
Or Austrians.
Squatters are a huge problem in empty houses in and around Podcast City.
Austrians, not as much.
Wait, why would Fervent on Podcast City leave that in their opening montage?
Okay, roller skating train wipe to a beautiful community with a community pool and water slides and water buffalo. Wait, really? Since when have there been water buffalo in Podcast City?
Thanks, President Ford. Early zoo release seemed like a good idea at the time.
There's a multi-generational family enjoying their home. Wait, what's that scratched in blood on the walls? Did anybody edit this montage before they put it on the air?
High angle shot of an open concept kitchen. Looks like a small kitchen fire, actually. Oh, hope nobody died.
Now we see the Fervent on Podcast City logo.
Two shot on Teague and me. Happy Sunday on a Sunday where there are no sports. I'm Fervent on Podcast City. I'm Rebecca, the head host on Fervent on Podcast City. 3 things about me. 1, I eat shortcake every day.
Made with flour, sugar, baking soda, or soda. salt, butter, eggs, milk or cream, and eggs. Head host.
2, I grew up amongst ponies. 3, I embalm scorpions.
So I want to get back. To the head host thing. Who said you were head host?
I did. Weren't you there?
Good. Hangover morning. It's Fervent on Podcast City. I'm His Excellency host for life.
Bullcrap.
His Excellency host for life. I expected fanfare.
Where the suck would we get fanfare?
The TJ Maxx. They have everything. 3 things about me. 1, I know people from Ecuador. 2, John Wilkes Booth did not kill Kennedy. And 3, I am a Chickamauga War reenactor.
The Chickamauga Wars were battles between the Cherokee and American settlers.
Rebecca, why don't you give us a rundown of today's show?
Weren't we supposed to introduce the realtors?
Weren't you supposed to back the suck off and stop telling me what to do?
Introduce the realtors.
Why are you embarrassing me in front of the people?
Okay, do your job and we won't have problems like this, okay?
I'm doing both our jobs. I'm carrying you.
You have less talent than when I spit down the sink and brush my teeth.
In a moment, we'll meet our realtors and discuss important things to consider when choosing a community.
Since squatters are everywhere in Podcast City, we've added a squatter feedback segment. We don't introduce the squatters. They're so primitive, we think that they steal our souls.
Now, let's meet our realtors. Smidge, come on over, and you don't even have to say Red Rover.
Hello, Rebecca.
Hi, Smidge.
Rebecca, I am excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. Tell us 3 things about yourself.
Tell us 3 things about yourself, please. The magic word.
I'd like to say that none of these things devain me.
Define you.
Oh, thanks for calling out my inadequacies. None of these things define me, but here they are. 1, I worship rattlesnakes. 2, I know over 30 rope tricks. And 3, I was Little Miss Carpal Tunnel.
I was Junior Mr. Epstein Barr.
And thanks for coming in before you were supposed to. Wait, can you hear me?
Of course I can.
So it wasn't that Smidge couldn't hear me?
Magic word.
Buckley the realtor. How about you tell us 3 things about yourself? And since you already told us 1, keep it to 2, because more than 2 from you is insufferable.
I'm Buckley, the realtor. I deal in black market shark meat. Best deals in town. That I know nothing about page meat. 3, I was convicted for insurance fraud.
That was a lot to digest. And that
was the
was
sound of the squatters taking over the podcast.
We're breaking into this podcast with squatter intros.
Or pirates.
Oh, we go 3 things about me. Leader of the local squatters coup. I was the head of marketing for a frozen pizza brand. I resigned from that position in an embezzlement scandal, and I'm obsessed with Pepper Ann.
Pepper Ann?
Yeah, well, the comedy about a 12-year-old who puts other kids off by her nerdy behavior and terrible timing. Mooch, introduce yourself.
Sure. I ate the last Little Debbie, just so you know. Well, anyway, I'm Mooch. I never worked at anything, but you might call me a promoter. I have proficiency with a remote, and I am obsessed with me, myself. Duh. All right, who's next?
I'm Deb. You might call me the squatter enforcer of the local squatters co-op. Tell your freaking dudes. 3 things about me. Bam. I used to be into travel. Bam. I'm a proficient with a whip, and bam, I'm obsessed with JuliAnna fabrics. Hobbs, yeah.
All right, I'm Hobbs. You might call me Local Squatters Co-op Emeritus.
He's about to be temporarily suspended.
All right, 3 things about me. I used to be a supervisor. I host an iambic pentameter book club. I am obsessed with the Stockard Channing show.
Wait, the Stockard Channing show? Found it on your Netflix, huh? But a slightly kooky divorcee named Susan Goodnow had to make a life for herself in Los Angeles.
I think, hey, what are you doing?
Hey, wait a minute. That was the sound of
The
podcast.
Yeah.
We're blocking you squatters. The next segments are already in the can.
On today's show, we're going to discuss things to consider when choosing a builder and a community.
That's right, Teague. I think it goes without saying, you're an ass chunk of epic proportions.
Would have been better if it did go without saying.
It also goes without saying, in choosing a new community, you need to consider traffic, like people you don't like the looks of.
Seems like you're asking for the head on a social media pike.
They can
No.
pike me.
What's in our pike rider?
That's true. But they can pike me, but only if they do my makeup first.
In addition to traffic, you should also consider schools like, will I have to either slow down too much or bribe a crossing guard to hide all the kid bodies?
Oh, you people are, another thing one must consider is Goblin Execution.
Meaning public or private?
Yes, and hanging versus sawing, where they hang them upside down and saw them in half with one of those 2-person tree saws.
Any other options on the table?
Rat torture, where at the beginning, large pottery bowl is filled with a couple of rats. A couple of rats in the
Yeah, 2 rats. I'm taking notes. Yeah, keep going.
The rats are placed open side down on the naked prisoner's body.
A large amount of red hot charcoal is piled on top of the bowl and slowly heated.
Stop taking the. Okay, I can't imagine rational people choosing that. So, for an execution method, so what's next? Come on.
Rats, terrified of the heat, then slowly gnaw their way outside through the victim's flesh.
Cool. Buckley, what else should one consider when choosing a new home? Go.
Community.
Can you expand on that?
Well, are they into like really aggressive bagpipe music? Do they have any ordinances against dogs on stilts? I mean, how many chicken places are within walking distance that also throw out day-old stuff that, is perfectly good?
You know what? I shouldn't have asked him to expand.
I feel like there's one area we're neglecting. Location.
Oh my, that was even cheesier than I thought it would be.
It sure was.
On tonight's program, we'll explore Trampoline Homes, Shady Crown Properties.
Midtown PC Yurts.
And
finally, it's not urban dwellings.
There are lots of squatters and goblins in Podcast City.
It's hard to chuck a pitchfork without hitting one. Trampoline Homes.
At Trampoline Homes, we pride ourselves in what we build. We follow the tradition of homes that are probably bigger than they look.
For more than 120 decades in the Podcast City state area, Trampoline Homes, tiny bonded, Houghton-owned home builders have operated their businesses. Don't let the fact that they look exceptionally small, like houses for large dolls, fool you.
Trampoline Homes since the year 9988 BC.
Yeah, sure. Humans were smaller then.
Yeah,
when you choose Trampoline Homes, the Trampoline Homes Natufians locate your settlements for you at the boundaries between the coastal plains and the hill country.
to maximize your access to a wide variety of food, from Taco Bell to Taco Bueno to Taco Casa. The Natufians also provide centrally located cemeteries where you can bury your dead. The caskets are the size of an extra large shoebox.
Many of their home designs reflect the Natufians' use of stone bowls and dentalium shells.
Remind me again what dentalium is.
Tooth shells.
Hey, realtors.
We have names.
All right. Hey, a-holes. Please tell me about the Podcast City Plastic Lake Via Realta community, please.
Okay, but only because you asked so nicely.
Nestled into the charming lakeside town of Podcast City, Elm, the Trampoline Homes Plastic Lake Vallarta community is a 300-acre community. It's just a poodle's throw away from the shores of Lake Podcast Cityville. If you're a gaucho, this community is for you.
South American Pampas cowboy?
Yeah, that's right.
Seems like a niche market.
You'd be surprised.
Plastic Lake Vallarta is close to major thoroughfares between Podcast City and South America.
Yeah, with a resort-style llama corral, miles of poop your pants because there are no restroom trails. Just new homes from the 270,000s.
Plastic Lake Vallarta, a place where you can come home to a better way of life, particularly if you're a gaucho.
Squatter feedback.
Hobbs and I squatted at one of them PCPLBC properties.
Pike City Plastic Lake Vallarta community.
That's right. We want to offer the following feedback.
There are gaucho hostile aspects, but it's a decent new home community. The model home is small and it's sparsely furnished with just a mattress.
Mattress needs replacing with a mattress as the proper size for a modern human. I slept poorly. That has nothing to do with the math.
The common space is large and could be nice for a group of gauchos to stay. Well, non-gauchos can jump up my butt.
Gauchos are an eclectic breed.
They are them, and they would prefer not to be referred to as
Located on the main road through town. It's a bit noisy for me as I work on my iambic pentameter newsletter.
If a host replaces the mattresses with ones that's the size of proper humans, it's worth giving the place a chance.
Damn you squatters, I'm sharpening my pike.
Shady Clown Properties is committed to building the wackiest new homes in Podcast City and the surrounding area.
And the scariest new homes in Podcast City and the surrounding areas.
It's not 100% certain that if you buy a home in Podcast in Shady Clown Properties, you will be murdered.
In a scenario that somehow repeats itself, even if you're not afraid of clowns, you're gonna be.
Shady Clown Properties.
Embedded commercial. Since the Culvert Strangler case went cold in 1949, Shady Clown Properties have built some of the best new homes in Podcast City that later became crime scenes. Come prepared. Your couch, it's free game to indigent clowns.
We value your commitment to honoring this process. Our new home consultants are here to guide you through the process, including showing you a mugshot book so you can pick your clown.
Shady Clown Properties will give you peace of mind and allow you time for your decision.
Even online inquiries about our product have probably doomed you to a bloody clown-related death.
Shady Clown Properties Midtown Yurts of Podcast City.
Remind me again, what is a yurt?
It's a portable round tent covered with skins or felt.
Oh, well, I bet that they could be used as a dwelling by several distinct nomadic groups from Central Asia.
Yes, yes, they could.
They bring your big city yurt life you've been used to living.
Midtown Yurts, a stone's throw away from everything. In fact, neighbors, quit throwing your rocks at each other.
Shady Clown Properties. It's not responsible for yurt rock bruises. Squatter feedback.
Mooch and I squatted in one of them Midtown Yurts of Podcast City.
Yeah, we'd like to offer this feedback. See, we squatted in the Moses Nakamoto yurt in the Midtown Yurts of Podcast City. I found that I couldn't find any tools in the neighbor's shed to pawn.
And the Moses Nagamutu yurt, it was very clean, uncluttered, and organized. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that it was in a wonderfully diverse neighborhood. I prefer to stick with my own kind.
Yeah, lazy, aimless drifters with well-concealed value to the universe. Is that what?
Sometimes when a woman talks, I just tune that crap out.
It was a little too close to the highway and a bit unsettling. A blowout almost caused a tire to dislodge my toilet.
Instead, the tire just killed a bunch of people.
It didn't mess up the yurt, and the yurt was excellent, and it provided everything I needed. So.
Yeah, but you know what? We're gonna need any video of us while we were in the yurt to prove our whereabouts.
We're taking one of the squatter segments, reminding you that our show is focused on today.
We have touched on traffic.
Touched on location.
Location.
We have not made it to Goblin Execution.
What's this NSD everyone is talking about?
Not suburban dwellings.
An acronym.
Yes.
Would have been nice for somebody to tell me that.
For every other human being, past, present, and future, it would have been obvious.
Embedded
commercial. Embedded
commercial.
NSD's luxury residences offer the high-end finishes and Goblin Executions you desire with the appealing convenience of not suburban living.
What does that even mean?
You know what suburbs are, don't you?
Of course.
Well, it's not that.
Oh, so urban.
Well, let's not go that far.
Not suburban dwellings. Dining, Goblin Executions, parks, trails right outside your front door.
Not suburban dwellings residents enjoy immediate access to all public executions of any kind not suburban dwellings have to offer.
By the way, if you're a goblin who wants their goblin enemy to disappear.
Yeah, we know thugs who will manufacture false charges, wrongly convict, and execute them. Just DM us.
Not suburban dwellings. Easy connectivity to regional employers and attractions via the Podcast City Vine Lattice.
Whew, did you see that rat torture execution?
It was the worst thing I have ever seen.
So bad.
Oh, so bad.
NSD's Low Maple Lofts. In trendy Low Maple is a 240-acre master-planned mixed-use, not mixed-race district.
Low Maple Lofts with corporate office and why would they say the mixed race thing?
Low Maple Lofts with hotel facilities, planned restaurant, entertainment. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not sure I want to be associated.
Low Maple Lofts and amenities and 30 acres of parks and open spaces. Not only do I not agree.
It would be bad for our careers.
Exactly. Low Maple Lofts, situated immediately adjacent to the Goblin Gallows and leapfroggable to over 30 restaurants and shops in the Goblin Gallows district. Let's disavow it at the end of the commercial.
Low Maple Lofts, location is the most dynamic and leapfroggable luxury apartments in Podcast City. Let's disavow it. Let's disavow it after the check clears from doing the commercial.
High five.
Oh. Yeah.
Water feedback. So Debbie and I squatted at the BSD's Low Maple Lofts. And by the way, we didn't know about that whole shunning mixed race thing.
We squatted at BSD Low Maple Lofts, and we would like to offer this feedback.
Okay, we squatted in a basement apartment on a lovely property, comfortable bed, hot shower. Smelled a little like crickets and Cracker Jacks.
There it is. Night allergies, so it seemed like it might have been lima beans or stuffed giraffe or something.
Oh, you're allergic to stuffed giraffes?
It was quite last time, and we quickly blocked the doors to make it tougher for us to get out.
Until we're ready.
Yep. That was very generous of somebody. There was no kitchen, no dishes, no silverware, etc., but breakfast was made, which was a nice touch.
Sadly, it had been poisoned.
And we came within an inch of our lives. So when the owner returned and we finally got out of the hospital.
Well, we stabbed him.
Yeah, it goes around, comes around. You dig?
Higher Crust Homes, time, audit, integrity, and a commitment to recreational voodoo are key elements of the outstanding success achieved by Higher Crust Homes over our 500-year history.
Higher Crust Homes takes pride in actively supporting voodoo for funsies.
Higher Crust Homes, timeless luxury homes throughout the area's most notable neighborhoods.
And voodoo.
Lots of it. Vetted commercial.
Higher Crust Homes, our goal is to conjure something that will be your own personal dream home, exceeding our highest moral standards.
As such, the Higher Crust Homes team is charged with ensuring that your new home lives up to your expectations. The highly detailed shrunken heads are one of those HH finishing touches.
And an abundance of feathers and chicken blood.
At Higher Crust Homes, we understand that voodoo is more than just an investment. It is a deeply personal ritual.
At Higher Crust Homes, we value tremendously the trust placed in us by our healers. We are eager to work with you on building your own personal New Orleans. Higher Crust Homes, bougie address undisclosed, extremely selective. Again, really?
Bougie address undisclosed. 5 miles from downtown Podcast City, upwind of the Goblin Executions and the nearby voodoo.
The bougie address undisclosed community homes are known for their attractive high-end homes and numerous worship areas for Yehovah, the Cherokee Supreme Being.
The selective location, oh God, there it is again, of the bougie address undisclosed community provides easy access to recreation, shopping, and whip and pistol duels on alternating Thursdays.
72% of the bougie address undisclosed community residents over 25 have fake college or fake advanced degrees, making bougie address undisclosed among the most fraudulent cities in the nation.
And you can learn more about whip and pistol duels at the Bougie Address Undisclosed Visitor Center. Squatter feedback. All right, so Muddy, Marcia, and I, we squatted in a higher crust bougie address undisclosed community and would like to offer our feedback.
Bougie address undisclosed was an excellent value. Platinum fountains next to the chocolate fountains.
Yeah, I mean, and the bed is soft. And I couldn't immediately feel the bed bugs. I mean, it took 6 minutes, which I like. And the Wi-Fi was good. I mean, it was clean and bright.
The toilet seat was difficult to use, though.
Well, how so?
It snapped at me like a crock.
And the kitchen was a little difficult to use, too.
How so?
Well, I mean, there's a 9-day-old doggy bag that had started spinning a web.
The ropes course to get to the stove was unusual.
Yeah. But still, I mean, this bougie address undisclosed studio was a great place to squat.
Thank you so much for joining us on Fervent on Podcast City. I hope we were more than a half hour you will never get back.
We gave you an up-close look at 4 local Podcast City home builders and communities.
Or something like that.
Don't patronize me, Smidge.
I'd just like to reiterate the important things to consider when choosing a community.
You will not.
That is our job.
No, traffic, Goblin Execution, location.
Location.
So that rat torture execution was that was a tough one to watch.
Yeah.
And this has been Far Out Fiesta episode 193, Fervent on Podcast City. I have been your host and humble narrator, Richard Houghton.
Yes, he is.
Briscoe.
Yay!
Hudspeth. And Kristin Keith. And I'm like, if I'm pointing in the right direction, that's where I'm pointing. Anybody got anything cool they're working on or would like to share with our vast viewing audience?
I want to know what it says on JuliAnna's collarbone.
It says love.
Awesome.
Oh, that's sweetie. Is that a
That's
permanent thing?
Good way to
Yeah.
end.
Did you get a COVID tattoo?
It's not real. It's one of them kid ones you put like the water on and it off in a week or so. Yeah.
Those are fun. I got a Smurf one on my shoulder.
I think about putting a unicorn here.
You should.
Tattoo.
Look.
Yeah, do it.
All right, Red the Scientist. Buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. And we know that it's on
Scientist.
Amazon Prime. Where else is it? Tell us again.
Yes.
Apple TV,
Apple TV.
Cox.
like all over.
Oh, here we go again. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
night.